Greetings. I realize it's been a while since I've been on, and before I begin, I want to say I really hate to come on here and apologize, but I really feel I have to. I have had quite a prolonged absence from YouTube, and I am so touched and so moved by I've received the numerous inquiries to my health, etc. Wanting people, everybody checking up on me, wanting to make sure I was okay. And I'm sorry if I caused any of you any worry. I really didn't want to do that. That was not my intention. I'm fine. I'm okay. I've been fine. I had some minor health issues that I had to deal with. Um, Hopefully that's coming under control. So it's not anything anybody needs to worry about. I appreciate the positive energy that you're sending out for me. I really appreciate that. Um, but I'm back. Enough said. I'm back, and I really hope to be regularly on. As a matter of fact, this video is really not going to have much substance in it because I'm going to immediately after this. I'm going to start a real video. I just didn't want it. What I have in mind is I'm going to start. I have several series in mind that I like to do on here. And one of them is working with. I have some things to say about working with the elements, which that's what my next video, the video that you're going to see right after this. If you're watching them in order, I'm going to introduce you to the series in that video because I hope to create a playlist. There's going to be like 5 or 6 videos altogether, and I hope to put them in a playlist so that you can refer back to them another time if you're looking for the information, because I'm going to be talking about um, the elements and how they apply to us, how we relate with the elements. Those of you who have been following me in my tarot series already know that I take them very seriously when I read the tarot, the elemental representation in the cards, and that's part of my regular reading practice. And but that's not all. That's not the only thing that I I care about the elements for. I use them as all a part of my entire practice. So I want to be a little bit informative as to how I do that. So I'm going to make a little playlist, a little group of videos coming up for that. That's my first one. So anyway, the purpose of this video is only to say hello, to tell you that I'm fine, and to tell you what I've been doing other than dealing with the little health issues. But I've been going through a transition period. I think everybody's been going through a transition period. It's the first time since we've been um, isolated during this. We've been quarantined during this COVID-19 crisis that we've been having, and it was a year, 14 months, I think, that I stayed in my home. 14 months. Most of us here in California, that's what it was for us. But we were really not supposed to go out and mingle at all with anybody else outside of our immediate house who lived in the same house with us. I realize it's been about the same for everybody, but really, we didn't have any break in the action here. Where in some states and some countries, people were in and out of quarantine. Well, here we were pretty much in quarantine, even though many people chose not to abide by the quarantine, um, suggested quarantine um, directed to us. Many people just got sick of it and went out anyway, which prolonged it for 14 months for us. But now we're at the place where we have pretty much over 50% anyway, I don't know whatever, of the residents of California are vaccinated. And our governor has told us that we can begin to go out and mingle with masks in some cases and without masks in some cases. So it was really exciting, and we've been sitting inside all this time. And I was thinking, oh, good, I'll get a chance to reconnect with people and try to get back to the way things were, maybe for us. And I think last week was the first time, one day last week, or yes, I think it was last week. Um, I actually left and went out among and met up with some friends. I had gone out earlier in the week to, my husband and I took a picnic down to San Clemente Beach, down to the harbor down there, to the pier, I mean, and took a picnic. And so that was the first time people actually approached me and spoke to me um, at the, when we were on our picnic. They approached me and spoke to me because we were sitting there having a picnic with a picnic basket. And everybody was amazed that anybody would use a picnic basket for picnics, which I thought that was very cute. But anyway, I was happy to say that yes, it's a picnic basket and we have a picnic in it. And but thank you for asking. But it was really, I had to adjust to be, when people talk to me, I had to adjust. And then we went and we had a friend come and visit, a friend who brought her dog with her, and my dogs got a chance to visit with her, and that was wonderful. And um, I'm going to have some visitations. Today's my grandson's birthday, so we're going to be getting together tomorrow for like a small gathering for his birthday. And also, we're going to have the next day. We're going to have um, some friends here for a visit. So I'm having to adjust. I'm finding I'm having to adjust to this. Okay, and that's a little bit what I wanted to talk to you about. I can take a few minutes and talk about that. Um, I found interesting that some things that I'm going through, the transitioning from being quarantined to being out and back somewhat into my normal life. Okay. Interestingly, while I was setting up my camera and things and getting the dog settled in this room, I got out my Wildwood Tarot, and I remember my Wildwood, which I've talked about before on here. And I pulled just one card, just because I was sitting there and I thought, oh, why not pull a card? And I happened to pull the Forest Lovers, number 6, Forest Lovers in the Major Arcana. And this is a really interesting card. In any tarot deck, this is usually read as it could be the coming together of the opposites, any opposites, man and woman, or a partner that complements you in some way. It could be in a business relationship, in a personal relationship, in a friendship, or whatever. There's a lot of different ways you can read it. A lot of people just simply read it as a crossroads, a decision to go in one direction or another. Some people read that. It depends on the deck you're using and your favorite interpretation. But I wanted to look up. I just wanted to look because I was curious what this card might indicate in the booklet here. And it does talk about the forest lovers meeting together at Beltane um, as summer approaches, which is so interesting because that's where we are still right now, right? Beltane happened the beginning of May, and at the solstice coming up in another week or so, week and a half. And with the summer solstice comes Litha, and that's when a lot of people, even though Beltane is considered the beginning of summer in the Celtic world, in the pagan world mostly, but and in our modern world, many people consider summer beginning, if you go by the 4 seasons, summer beginning at the solstice. Okay, so I find that interesting that the card I pulled was exactly representing the time we're in right now, and it talks about this position here, um, the position of the suits balancing the suits of bows and arrows, or the elements of fire and air. And I found that so extremely interesting because that's a little bit of what I wanted to talk to you about about my own experiences going from being completely in quarantine, being completely inside, and now trying to adapt to what it's going to be like for me to adapt with other people that I'm close to. Not necessarily just people in public, but people, my family in person rather than just on Zoom, my friends in person. I had a hug from my friend when she came here last week. Those are the first hugs I've had outside of the hug from my husband, right? It's that reconnecting again. We're not going to be scared to hug. We were both vaccinated. We were outside. We both have been long due that we are healthy. We know we're healthy. We've been safe. And that hug really meant a lot. It meant a lot to me, but it was a little bit unusual because it was not in the ordinary of my ordinary habit, right? Of my usual style right now. So that was sort of curious. And um, this combination between the air and the fire, the head being in your headspace, which is very much where you are when you're isolated. You're pretty much in your headspace. Some of us are a, your audience of one. You're your own audience. You're your own best friend. You're your own, unless you have a cat or a dog, or if you have no roommates or with you, people that occupy the house with you. That's your contact. That's your physical contact. That's your emotional contact. That's, if you want to hug somebody, you can hug your cat. You can hug your dog. You can hug your pillow. But to be able to hug a person again, okay, sets a little bit of a fire in us, whether it's a romantic occasion or just a friend. But something that triggers your heart, something that triggers your passion and feels like it's time to get up and go. It's time to get up and do, right? Not just think about it, but time to get up and do. So I found that very curious. And what I wanted to say about it is, I have been very much in a period of one energy is playing against another myself. And sort of I've experienced a bit of, I've been spending a lot of time as other people, on Netflix and reading books again, which I haven't read books, really a lot of books in a lot of years. Most books just for fun. Or watching all kinds of YouTube channels that I didn't have time to watch before. I'm like finding all kinds of YouTube channels. And I was commenting to my husband the other day. I was a little annoyed because I was getting a lot of suggestions on my homepage, by the YouTube power to be, suggesting a channel that I might want to watch or a video I might want to watch. And a lot of them are coming up that are not very flattering. They're coming up, they want to talk to me about a lot of things that I'm absolutely politically opposed to. I'm being stereotyped because of my age group and my, the demographic or where I live. I'm getting all kinds of news from news that I don't consider to be news at all, and videos from key experts, all of who I consider not to be experts at all, very biased approaches to things, or a lot of very unflattering subjects for people that are my age or my size or my sex or whatever, that I find a little bit intrusive into my life. Okay. But then I started looking at some of the things that I was watching. What was I watching on YouTube? What was I choosing to watch that was maybe triggering some of this? And I found a real dichotomy. I did. I have to say, I started out, I'm a gardener. I love gardening. But I'm always wanting to learn more about the gardening. We think it's so easy. We just get some seeds and we put them in dirt and we water them. And we expect like everything's going to be, hunky dory. It's just, it doesn't work that way. It's really harder than it looks. So I get, I'm always, most of us are always like, you know, surfing in the internet, everything, any bit of information we can find out about tomatoes or beans or how to propagate or how to get rid of whatever ailment that our plants might have, or how to prevent some horrible thing from happening, or etc. We're always looking for channels. And then when I get all the produce, now we have the produce, now we have the tomatoes, now we have the beans, now we have the cucumbers. What do we do with them? So I started looking at preserving techniques, a lot of preservation techniques for my vegetables. Now I do water bath canning always, but I didn't ever do pressure canning. I've been pressure canning some things. I've been dehydrating some things. And I'm getting ideas from people on YouTube who are people that do this. But it turns out that a great deal of the people that do this are also people that they call themselves preppers, or I don't know what they call themselves, something like that, where for some reason a lot of them feel that they have to keep vast amounts of things in their home. It's not just preserving what they grow in their garden to eat in the winter. So you can have tomatoes in the winter, right? Rather than waiting for fresh tomatoes to come back in season. They want to have enough canned tomato product to last them 5 and 7 years. and they don't want just canned tomatoes. They want to can them. They want to buy canned tomatoes on top of the ones they've canned. They want to hoard the jars and hoard the lids and hoard. They have hundreds and hundreds and thousands of jars and lids, and it's just nuts. And they have dehydrators, and then they have freeze dryers, and then they have, 6 and 7 canners, each of them, and it's just amazing. And this is all they talk about. Well, I just canned, another 100 jars, and I need a couple more hundred. That's not, or the vast amounts of, like how many pounds of freeze dried raspberries can a family eat? Like, think about it. So what if I don't have raspberries? There's other things. I like a raspberry, but I don't have to eat. I don't have to have enough to last me my whole life. So I go from that, okay. And the other thing I'm doing, because a lot of us have felt the burden of being buried under vast amounts of whatever knows what, and also a lot of us have spent a lot of this quarantine um, with our finger on the Amazon Prime button, deliver, 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 deliver. I got the Amazon guy coming here pretty much every day for sometimes, but bringing me stuff, bringing me more stuff. And I've already got a lot of stuff. So I'm thinking I got to get rid of some stuff. I got to get rid of some stuff to make room for more stuff, right? Is that what we do? So I'm thinking about, and I'm looking at organization, how to organize it, how to, what to do about that. So I'm looking, there's a dichotomy. I'm looking at people that are going to teach me how to be a minimalist. Be a minimalist. Get rid of your stuff. Remember Marie Kondo, that little Japanese girl? If you know what I'm talking about, little tiny thing. She says, if you don't love it, pick it up. Pick up these glasses. If they don't bring you joy, get rid of them. If you don't love it, do I love this chapstick? Yes, I do. Do I love something else? Get rid of it if you don't love it. Get rid of it. That's what she says. Get rid of it. Have to have an emotional relationship. Sorry, my dog had a very loud squeaky toy. It wasn't going to work. That wasn't going to work. Anyway, how to get rid of all my stuff. Well, I don't want to get rid of all my stuff. I don't want to hoard. I want to be a hoarder and have more than I need, but I don't want to get rid of my stuff. I don't want to just be, excuse me, I don't want to just be in an empty room, in an empty house with no stuff. It might be easy to clean, but I can't find the magic in it. And that's where I am right now. I can find the magic in the clutter, or in the, in the hoard. You can find magic if you're living in a hoard. You also can't find magic if you're living in a vacuum with nothing. You might be clean, you maybe get clean air, but without your magical surroundings, what do you have? That's sort of the way I am, and I'm trying to find a balance. I'm trying to seek a balance between the two. So where is it sending me? It is sending me down a rabbit hole, one rabbit hole after another, which is kind of making my world a little bit upside down right now. But I wonder where are you in your magical space? How is your magical space? Is what I want to ask you. Where do you, I know a lot of people that are absolute hoarders. It's easy to become an absolute hoarder because so many of our emotions are tied up with what we buy, what we have, our things. And trust me, Crohn's, old Crohn's did not get reputation of having a cluttered house for no reason. We have a lot of memories because we've had a lot of years. So we have a lot of things that are really special to us. We have things left over from our parents who are now gone that we really want to hold on to because we want to hold on to the memories of our parents and those wonderful experiences. We have memories of building a life with a spouse when we've been together for nearly 50 years. We've created a lot of memories between the two of us that we want to hold on to. We want to remember those things that we did and those good times that we had. We had children growing up in our house who are now gone from our home, gone from our nest. Yes, they have homes of their own, and we're in contact with them, and we see them, and that's wonderful. But the memories that they created when they were living in our home and being under our care, Those are very precious times. So we want to hold on to those things, some of those things. I have pets, I'm very fond of my dogs. I'm very fond of my cats, very fond of my chickens. I've been very fond of rabbits. I've been very fond of budgies. I've been fond of a lot of things that are not here anymore. Some of them are not here anymore. I don't want to ever forget they were here. I want to honor the time they spent with me. We all have these experiences, and the longer you go on in your life, the older you get, the more and more experiences you have, and the more and more things you want to hold on to. But some of us are holding on to things that are not giving us happiness. Sometimes they're making us feel sad. Some of those memories. So I suggest that Marie Kondo she had a good idea. It's a good start. It's a good start to say, is this something that brings me joy? But I had somebody else describe it as, is it bring you joy in this situation? For instance, if you're the kind of person like I am, I have a really big kitchen table. It's a very large table. Um, it'll easily seat 10 people, I would say easily. And it's smack in the middle of my room. A lot of stuff goes on that table. It's right by the fireplace. We spent time there in the winter because it was cold. It's right there in the kitchen. I can do a lot of things while I'm watching the pot on the stove, right? While I'm watching timing my counters or whatever. It's a nice place for us to sit. My husband and I can sit. We can each have our computer there. We can do a lot of things there. Okay. So we tend to put stuff on our table. We tend to put stuff there on the table. It gets really cluttered, and I say, oh, I need it. But it doesn't belong there. It doesn't have to stay there. Once I use it, can it go back somewhere where it belongs? And I'm really guilty of kind of leaving it there, And then it stops bringing me joy. It's something that would bring me joy normally, but it doesn't bring me joy when it's left in that space where it does not belong. So I'm trying to look at things that way, making sure that everything has a place. So it doesn't matter where I use it, but when I'm done using it here or there or wherever I am, I put it away where it goes until the next time I want to use it. I'm trying to do that. And when I do that, I find magic happens. It is like a relief. It is like an overwhelming relief that I can almost breathe again because I don't have all this stuff around me. I did an experiment on my computer where I realized your homepage on your computer, the screen thing that's on when you first turn your computer on, that you get a screen. Well, I had a screen on mine that was so ugly. It was so stupid. Like, I don't know, when my computer was set up by whoever set it up, maybe one of my son-in-laws, I think. Um, one of my sons-in-law set it up for me. And I think it was just the screensaver that was on the computer at the time. It was really ugly. I thought it was so ugly. But I've never changed it. But also over the years, every time I had a program or software or anything pretty much on my computer, I would get these little icons on the screen. And I realized the other day, why are they on my screen? Do I have to have them on my screen? It is such a cluttered mess to look at my screen. And a lot of those icons, I don't even know what they're for, or they're for programs that I don't have anymore on my computer that I don't use. They've been even removed from my computer, but the icon was still there. So I went through and I first of all, I uninstalled some programs that I knew I don't use anymore, which I had never thought to do in the past. But then I started deleting the icon for them, and then I thought, I'm just going to delete all these stupid icons because I never go to my front page, opening screen, and connect from there. My computer is usually on all day, okay? So I go from the bar on taskbar underneath, or I would go and get to it another way from the directory. I wouldn't go from the screen. So I just cleared that off. I can't tell you how I felt. I felt elated. Because those icons had been really getting me down and I didn't realize it. They were taking any joy that I had of what I was going to do on the computer completely away from me because it just was really bugging me. And I thought, how that affects us. Little things like that really affect us. Pick one place in your house, one place, like your kitchen table or like your coffee table if you have it in. Some people do it on their coffee table. When I'm out on my sun porch, I have a big ottoman. Then I put stuff on that ottoman because I like to work on the ottoman while I watch TV or while I whatever I do. I keep something on my ottoman. Well, then I know I can't even put my feet on the ottoman or the dog's trying to get up on the ottoman. There's no room, right? But just clearing that off and having a place for the stuff when I'm not using it. The space becomes magical all of a sudden. It has any kind of all kinds of opportunities to do other things when you're not battling the clutter. So that's where I am right now in my life. I mean, I'm talking a lot about nothing, and I apologize. But I'm saying a small thing makes such a big difference in your life. And I know it's making a big difference in mine. And also where I'm approaching getting together with other people, so you know that there's purpose for me telling you that. I'm approaching the one-on-one um, reunions with my family, with my friends, with whoever. I'm picking and choosing who I want to see, when I want to see them, what's the purpose for seeing them. I'm not just at their beck and call that they can just, come anytime they want to and spend all day with me you know, or I'm going to go out and start doing all the things for the people that I've been doing before that were not causing me great joy. You're not really giving me any kind of great joy. I'm being very picky about it. I'm going in gradually. I'm going to change. I'm going to correct some of the problems that I was experiencing in the past in some of my situations. I'm not going to let, um, I'm not going to be dictated to by anything or anyone what I have to do, for my leisure time. I'm talking about my leisure time here. It's not like I'm talking about my job or anything like that. I'm talking about my leisure time, my downtime, my time I have to enjoy. That's going to be on my terms from now on. And I'm slowly coming back into the thing. I'm slowly coming back. I'm slowly getting from the balance. We don't go just like on the wheel of the year. We don't go from the dead of winter to the middle of summer. Okay. Even when the Celts had really basically, the ancient Celts and the Druids had basically 2 seasons a year. They had winter and they had summer. Winter and summer. They didn't go from winter all of a sudden to be summer. Gradual change, gradual change, gradual change. The days get longer, the night gets shorter, the days get longer, the night gets shorter. The sun is there longer, the temperatures are warming, the earth is warming, right? It's a gradual thing. It's a gradual cooling down, a gradual slowing down. Again, approaching winter. We need to do the same thing. We were quarantined, we were shut off from everybody, and now we can go see other people. Let's be safe the way we go, and let's be sure the way we go. Keep the magic in your life. Keep a balance. That balance. Keep a balance. Okay. Thank you for listening again. I'm talking way too long. See, you forgot how long I can talk when I start talking. If you're interested in my series on the elements, stay tuned because I think you're going to see in the introduction to that very, very soon, like maybe even sooner than you think. And then I will be putting some regular things up. So this is your opportunity to tell me down in the comments below what kind of videos you'd like to see me do. Do you want to see me do more tarot videos, more, more witchy things, more, what do you want? What do you want to do? What do you want? This is your chance. You're coming back into me gradually, right? I don't want to just slam you with the same old stuff. This is your opportunity to help me share with you what you want me to share with you. Okay. Stay safe, even if you're going out and being among the people. Please be safe. We don't want to go through this time ever again. There might be a time when we do, so just keep that in mind and do your best. Stay safe, and like always, I'm Rebecca, and I wish you blessings.